Hello, BNI. Welcome to Miami, Florida. Not really. It's right there behind us. Anyways, I am Ron Leonard with U.S. Health Advisors coming at you right now live from Miami, Florida. As of the time of this video making, I am an area director with BNI here in Miami, soon to be an amazing chapter success coach. And I'm certainly excited about the future of BNI. Many of you may have seen the presentation I gave at the USA National Conference earlier this year, where I talked about having mediocre or insane success in your business. And how many of you want to be mediocre? Put your hand down. Nobody, right? You want to have insane success. Why else would you be in business? Why else would you be in BNI? Insane success is the only option. And that's the way you have to think. And BNI will help you get that insane success, not only in your personal life, professional life, in your community, and most of all in BNI. So today we're going to talk about explosive growth. And even though we're not live right now, we're going to make this interactive. And so throughout the next 25, 30 minutes, I'm going to call on my lovely assistant, Ron, who's going to interact with you as we're going through this presentation. And he's going to be communicating with each of you and discussing the things we're talking about in the chat. So please provide your feedback and comments. And Ron, my lovely assistant, will talk to you about that. So thank you very much. And so let's get on with it, shall we? All right. So share with me right now, share with Ron in the chat right now, where are you located? Where do you live right now? Where are you sitting right now? What country, what city? All right, I see you have some Switzerland there, good. Russia, good. Australia, Madagascar, very good. Where else? Brazil, good. Memphis, Tennessee, good, welcome. What else we got here? Ireland, good. Arctic, ooh, cold. Anyways, go ahead and keep sharing where you're located at. Where are you at right now? And how long have you been in BNI? How many years? Just round up. How many years? 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 5 years, 20 years. Some of you maybe longer than that. For me, I've been in BNI now for 5 years here in Miami. When I got introduced to BNI, I never heard of it in my entire life. Never. One of my agents said, you know, Ron, you might really like this networking group called BNI. And they're meeting tomorrow morning and you should go. She gave me like 24 hours heads up. And I said, what is BNI? She says, it doesn't matter, go. I said, sure, I'll go. And so I trusted her. I'm a morning person. And anybody who's building a business, they don't complain about mornings. Do any of you guys complain about getting up early in the morning? Don't raise your hand. You shouldn't. Anyways, I went to this BNI meeting. It was BNI South Beach. They're having a visitors day. And I sat down and I listened to this meeting. I loved it. I was so impressed. I got to meet, 40, 45 different professionals. I got to hear them all talk about one another. I got to hear them share their stories. They were talking about these things called referrals and one-to-ones, and I didn't know what was going on. And then they gave these commercials, they called them, where they got up for 30, 45 seconds. They talked very fast. And they shared what they do in their business. And I loved it. And I thought it was the most amazing thing on the planet. And anybody who's serious, I mean, really serious. You know, I'm not talking about your toes in the water serious. I'm talking about all in, diving in the deep end and learn how to swim serious. BNI is definitely for you. And if you treat it like that, it'll blow your mind. And so I filled out an application on the spot, gave somebody some money, and they vetted me, called on references, they interviewed me. That was grueling. Just kidding. And I was approved for membership. They inducted me, and there started my journey. I started off, my first leadership role in the chapter was on the visitor host team. I love that. I got to meet all the new visitors, got to learn the members really well too. And moved up there. I did a charity coordinator for a while, membership committee, and then served as president for 18 months. And I loved it, and I miss it every day. Thankfully, I'm the incoming president. My current chapter, BNI Circle of Trust, the most amazing chapter in the planet, and that starts October 1. which is already, if you're watching this, it's past October 1. So I'm already there. There we go. Time warp is amazing. Anyways, all right. So how long have you been in BNI? Share that. I share with you my story. Why do you like or love BNI? Share that right now in the chat. And my lovely assistant, Ron, is going to talk to you about all that. Now, why do I love it? Well, you know, I like investing my time in things that give me a good return. You ever hear people say, well, I'm busy, don't have time. That's a cop out. That's a bunch of crap. We all are busy. That's a given. Who isn't busy? And we all prioritize what's important to us. And so we all do have the time, and we all, yes, we're busy. Who isn't busy? And we all make time for what's important. BNI is important to me. And I think about it every day. I am constantly trying to help my members get referrals, getting to know my members more every single day. I'm intentional about everything I do at BNI. And I talked about the power of one at the conference we had, USA National Conference. And I know I was beating a dead horse. I consider the minimum expectations of every single BNI member in the world, your minimum expectation in your chapter, the bare bones minimum, is you got to show up every week. You have to. It's not an option. You have to give only one. You can do more if you like. One referral a week. You got to give one. It's called giver's gain, right? It's a core value. You need to do at least one-to-one a week, and that's easy. I think there's almost 300,000 BNI members in the world. Not too hard to do one-to-one a week. You need to do one CEO a week. Not hard. I mean, good Lord, we got BNI business builders on our phones now. It's super simple. Lots of amazing podcasts. Thank you, Dr. Ivan Meisner. Crap loads of them. They're amazing. Super easy to do. Do it while you're in the shower. Do it while you're driving to work. Do it while you're sitting on the train going to the office. Super simple to do. Don't accept any excuses. And then you need to bring at least one visitor per month. It's not hard. Be intentional. Your members, your chapter members, they deserve you doing the minimum expectation. All right. And we all do. I owe it to my chapter members to do the minimum. And anything less than the minimum is absolutely unacceptable. What are your expectations for being in BNI? What are you expecting to get out of it? Share that right now in the chat. My lovely assistant, Ron, will talk to you about that. What do you expect to get out of BNI? What are you in it for? Are you in it to meet people? Are you in it to learn how to speak in front of people? Are you in it to make friends? In it to find a boyfriend, find a girlfriend, find a spouse? I've seen that happen many times. What are you in it for? Hopefully, you're in it what I'm in it for, is lifelong learning, amazing relationships, and it's grown my business, and it'll grow yours too. You got to take it serious though. Are you willing to put in the work? All right, BNI, I mean, like anything, it takes effort. You've got to put in the effort. You have to put in the work. There are BNI members, if you can believe it, all over the world, and they think BNI is simply just showing up to meetings every week. Oh my goodness, no. I mean, showing up to meeting every week, I mean, that is less than the minimum. I mean, that is so basic as basic gets. That's like breathing air. It's the bare bones minimum. And yes, we're all expected to show up every week, but that's not where the magic happens. The magic in BNI are those one-on-ones. It's your power teams. It's your sphere groups, power teams, the global power team. If you haven't visited the global power team, you're missing out. Tune in for that later. Are you willing to put in the work for BNI? All right. If you're not, you need to ask yourself why not. Because if you do, you'll have amazing growth. My first year in BNI, I did 4 million in annual sales in my business. This year, I'm projected to do nearly 30 million. My goal is 35, so I'm pushing for 35 million. And I'm here to tell you, 50 to 75% of that growth from 4 million to 30, 35 million is due to BNI. Guys, I'm here to tell you, there's no better way to have explosive growth in your business. There just isn't. If you take it serious and if you put in the work. All right, plan and effort. You want to have explosive growth in your business? It takes a right plan and the right amount of effort. There's some people that put in a lot of effort, but for the wrong plan. Or some people, they have the right plan and they're not putting enough effort. They're not working enough. Success in anything in life is based on your plan and effort. I don't care if you're basket weaving, running a marathon, or you're in your B&I chapter. If you don't put in the right amount of effort and whatever plan you're working on, you won't have success. You got to have the right plan, right? Some of you are working really, really hard for the wrong plan. Stop, right? You need to be willing to put in the right amount of effort. B&I has the right plan. It's proven. I mean, Dr. Ivan Meisner put this thing together back in the 80s. We do not need to reinvent the wheel. Follow the program, get in, get involved, put in the work, put in the effort. You'll have the results. Are you willing to put in the effort? Right now, put in that chat right now. Communicate with my lovely assistant, Ron, and tell me right now, and don't just say yes unless you really mean it. Are you willing to put in the effort? Your chapter members in your chapter, they deserve you. They deserve me putting in the right amount of effort. They expect me and you to do the minimum expectation, the minimum participation in that B&I chapter. And if I let my B&I members down and I can't do the minimum, well, I should resign. And I should let somebody else come in and take my seat who can take it serious and who can contribute to the chapter and who can do the minimum expectation. Are you willing to put in the effort? I hope you are. I know you are. All right, growth. It's a choice. It is. It's a choice. Most things in life is a choice. You either decide to do it or you don't. One of the words I hate the most is try. You don't try anything. Try is a cop-out for losers. You don't try anything. You either do it or you don't. All right, growth's a choice. Everything is a choice. We're all busy, right? We touched on this before. Everybody's busy. That is such a lame excuse. Who isn't? And come on, with COVID, right? I mean, good Lord, we're all busy. Stop using this excuse. Stop using any silly excuse. You know, excuses is nothing more than you rationalizing why you can't do something. When it really comes down to, you just don't want to. So instead of making an excuse, just say, you know what, I don't want to. All right, I have much more respect for somebody who says, you know what, Ron, I just don't want to do that, than somebody saying, you know, Ron, I can't because of this, or I can't because of that. They make up an excuse. All right, we all do every single day what is important to us, don't we? We do. And so make B&I a priority in your life. Get it towards the top. It may not be at the very top, but get at the top 3, at least the top 5, if you truly want to have explosive growth in your business. All right, be intentional. Be intentional about everything you do. All right. I am extremely intentional about almost everything I do. All right. Now, I agree. I'm a little odd, no doubt about it. I'm a big believer in what you measure and focus on daily, you can improve on. I love the Power One report. It is nothing more than my scorecard and how I'm doing in a game of life, in a game of B&I, in a game of life. And I can see exactly on there, am I doing the minimum expectations? All right. I also, I've run, before COVID, I was probably running 5-6 marathons a year. Post-COVID, haven't done one. We need to change that. Anyways, I weigh myself every day. And I have for probably 10 years. Why? What you measure and focus on daily, right, you can improve on. So if one day I notice I'm a pound up, well, guess what? The next day I can improve on my diet for that day. Maybe I lay off some of the cakes, cookies, and chips. And the next day, guess what? You're right back where you were. But if you don't focus, you don't measure daily, you don't know what to do. B&I Connect, the power of one. We have everything right there at our fingertips. We can actually measure our performance, our minimum expectation on a daily basis. There is no reason whatsoever that we can't all be very productive members of our chapters. And our chapter members, they deserve it, don't you think? I do. Yes. All right, moving on. Are you comfortable? Are you comfy? Start getting comfortable being uncomfortable. Okay, if you are comfortable where you're at in your business, if you're comfortable sitting at 20 members in your chapter, even if you're comfortable sitting at 50 members in your chapter, yeah, that's not a good place to be. No, no, no. You don't ever want to be comfortable unless you're laying in bed at night. That's very comfy. In your business, in your daily routine, growth doesn't occur in the comfort zone, folks, right? You've got to be comfortable being uncomfortable. That's where growth happens. That's where the magic happens. And you need to set some big, hairy, audacious goals. Set them. Share with my lovely assistant, Ron, right now in the chat. What are some of your big, hairy, audacious goals? What do you want to do? Your business next 5 years. Your BNI chapter next 5 years. How many members do you want to have? How much thank you for closed business do you want to have? Write them down. Share them in the chat right now. Thank you. Your goals, they should scare you a little. They really should. You want to, when you set a goal, you kind of want to have that pit in your stomach and go, ooh, I don't know about that. They should scare you just a little bit, not too much, because then they might be, not realistic. So you do want your goals to scare you a little bit. What are your goals in BNI? Share that right now with Ron, my lovely assistant. What do you agree? In the chat right now. What are your goals of BNI? Maybe it's percent increase in your business. Maybe it's net members in your chapter. Maybe it's how much revenue your chapter wants to do. Maybe how many visitors your chapter wants to bring this month. Maybe how many new members you want to add to your chapter. Maybe you want to increase retention in your chapter. What are some goals for you in BNI? Maybe they're business related. What do you want BNI to do for your chapter and for your business? Teamwork. Many of you, if you know me, you know I use this phrase a lot. I'm a big believer in it. Teamwork makes the dream work. Let's all say it together, shall we? Ready on a count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Teamwork makes the dream work. And it does. Do you believe that? It really does. As an individual, we all have limitations. We all have skill sets that we're good at, some we're not good at. And you can't do everything on your own. There's actually not a whole lot you can do on your own other than, biological stuff, breathing, I guess sleeping you do on your own. But a lot of things in life you can't do on your own. You need help and you need a good team. All right. So teamwork truly does make the dream work. And you got to have the right people in your team too, or else that dream won't be very good. All right. So write that down, take a screenshot here, and remember that teamwork makes the dream work. All right. This is big, guys. Explosive growth. Okay. You are only as good as the people you surround yourself with. Think about that for a second. You are only as good as the people you surround yourself with. Take the 5 people right now, write them down. Who are the 5 people you spend the most time with on a daily basis? Okay, figure out who that is. Take the average of those 5 people. And guess what you got? You got you. Take the 5 people. Maybe, I don't know who it is. Maybe adults, right? Don't include your kids. Maybe it's a spouse. Maybe it's a coworker. Maybe it's a friend. I don't know. Maybe it's a relative. Take the 5 people that you write it down right now. I see some of you, you're not writing it down. Go ahead and write it down. Who you spend the most time with. And you are the average of those 5 people. And if you don't like that average, you know what to do? Change something. Change is good. Okay. Change your circle of influence. Change the people you're surrounding yourself with. Who are you surrounded by? Right? Who do you want to be surrounded by? Go seek those people out. Hang out with them. Have you ever heard it said that if you hang around 5 millionaires, you're most likely to be the 6th? And if you hang around 5 broke people, you'll probably be the 6th as well, right? So you're only as good as who you surround yourself with, and who are you surrounded by? And if you don't like that, then change something. Change who you're surrounded by. You can do that. And we started off by saying it's simply a matter of choice. You either choose to do it or you don't. All right, leadership. I'm here to tell you, leadership in BNI that is where the true, real big, I mean, we're talking massive growth can occur, not only professionally, personally, and in your business as well. You step up into a leadership role in your chapter, and you're going to get a lot more visibility. You're going to get a lot more credibility, and that's going to lead to potentially profitability. Your chapter needs good leadership. They do. As a leader in your chapter, your members are counting on you, and they're also counting on you to set the example. And so you never ever, you never ever want to ask anybody in your chapter, in your office, in your family, in your life to do something that you're not willing or that you're not doing yourself. So I want to encourage everybody here, step up into a leadership role in your chapter. Your chapter needs it, and your chapter members deserve it. And you're going to learn amazing skills, and you're going to make even more amazing relationships with BNI members, not only in your local chapter, all over the world. Folks, I have one-to-ones every single week with people who aren't even in my country. And why do I do that? I love people. I love BNI. There's almost, 300,000 BNI members in the world, and I want to know all of them. I want to meet all of them. I want to see all of them. I'm going to do a one-to-one with all of them, and I got a lot more left to go. So leadership. Leaders need to lead by example, and your chapter needs you to step up in a leadership role. And if you are already in a leadership role, you need to set the example. Anybody that's in an executive leadership role in your chapter, president, VP, secretary, treasurer, I would hope you're a green member in the power of one. I really would. You need to be. You had better be. And if you're not, get there. All right. 80% of all success is simply showing up. And if you show up, you'll be visible at your chapter meetings. Show up early, open networking, stay late. 80% of all success is simply showing up. BNI members who don't think it's important to show up every week blows my mind. I don't get it. I didn't want to send a sub. No. I mean, man, if I send a sub, there's something, I must be on my deathbed, right? I was on vacation with my family in Spain. I still attended my BNI meeting every single week. Now, granted, I probably wasn't engaged as I should be. At least I was present and I was showing up. 80% of all success is simply showing. You keep showing up and you're going to have amazing success and some explosive growth. Visibility, guys, if you know me, I'm a huge believer in visibility, credibility, and profitability. You've got to be visible to your members, to other chapter members all over the world, and you've got to be visible to the world. If you provide a product or service and nobody knows that you do, it's going to be extremely hard to grow your business. You've got to be visible. You've got to be extremely visible, because if you're not visible, nobody's going to believe you. Nobody's going to want to give you business. You've got to step up. You've got to be visible, and be visible on a continuous basis. If your chapter is doing a sphere meeting, show up. If your chapter is doing a happy hour, show up. If your chapter is doing a visitor's day, a stack day, show up. Get there early, stay late, be visible. Credibility, this is huge. You will not be credible if you're not first visible. You want to be credible? You better do what you say you're going to do. You better follow up on those referrals. You better take care of those referrals. And you got to be visible to those members who are giving you referrals, because without that, you're going to have a really, really hard time being credible. Without visibility, credibility is extremely hard. And if you're not credible, it's going to be really hard to get to the next phase, the magic phase. Boom. Profitability. Profitability. We all have the ability to be profitable. We all do. It's simply a matter of choice. Be visible, be credible, and then and only then can you become profitable. But you got to be visible first. You got to do the minimum expectations in your chapter. You got to be credible, and then you will be profitable. You got to be. Boom. I've really enjoyed the last, we got 25 minutes with all of you. Again, I'm Ron Leonard here in Miami, Florida. I do wish that we were all here together. For this last 25 minutes, though, we're just going to pretend we're all here together. And thank you very much to my lovely assistant, Ron. I hope he took care of all of you, and I hope you learned something. And I hope you enjoyed this. I know I enjoyed making this. I hope you enjoyed participating, and I want to wish you all well. And get out there, have insane success in your business, have insane success in your chapter, and have explosive growth. Enjoy the rest of the conference. Love you all.